Sat in my car once again. I seem to do most of my thinking while I sat in the car. Well, today has been not stressful because I seem to deal with stress in a way that, let me tell you about it first because it's the only way I can explain it. I see stress as if I'm stuck in a traffic jam and I'm going absolutely nowhere, and you're getting frustrated, and it's not going to change anything because those cars are not going to move any further, and you're just going slow and slow. So that's not how I deal with my stress. I see it as though I'm in a hot air balloon, and this hot air balloon is flying out of the way of all the traffic, out of the way of all the frustration, and I'll deal with it as it comes. And that way I'm no longer stuck in the traffic. I am flying free. So don't let stress bother you. So it's not been a stressful day. It's been more of a thoughtful day, shall we say. Because you sit here and many a times you sit and think to yourself, what is it that you changed about yourself? I get asked this question, I get asked several times as of lately. What is it I've done to change? Well, it's not what I did. It's more of how I thought. And I always thought to myself that there was something out there for everybody. I will always think that, and it's got to be true, because if you sit there and think negative all the time, I don't think anything's going to change for you. So I sat and I thought to myself, take one thing at a time, whether it's you want to clear a debt, whether it's something that you can't control but you know you've got to deal with, whether it's children, family, whatever it could be. I'll just take one step at a time and I'll deal with that one thing, and then I'll move on to the next. And it, like I said, it wasn't the fact that I changed anything besides my mind, my way of thinking. And it's all down to positive thinking. Now we can all sit here and say, oh yeah, well it works for some, it doesn't work. It does work. It doesn't work overnight because nothing does. Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? But it does work. If you continue to think positive things do happen. We all know that I do work from home with Viva. And yes, that was the main turning point in my life, that I thought to myself, yeah, you can make a change. And at first I thought it was going to be, bit by bit, slow, steady. I know I'm not flying to the top, don't get me wrong, but it has come and worked a lot quicker than I expected. And it's all down to the way you think. I could still be sitting here thinking nothing's going to change, everything's going to always be the same. But I didn't. I sat here and thought, I want to change. I want that different lifestyle. I want to be the best me, and I want the best life. So I did something about it. So when we're sitting all stressing and thinking that the world's against us and, this is the life you've been dealt, I've said it many times. This is the cards I've been dealt with, I've got to deal with it. No, you haven't. You can change. Anybody can change. You've just got to change the way you think. Don't get me wrong. There's many a days when I sit here and think, oh, I'm too tired. I'm too drained. Blah, blah, blah. And then I'll sit there and I'll get back in my air balloon. And I'll fly up. And I'll be in my own little time, my own little world. And I'll deal with whatever it is that's bothering me. And like I say, no, not everything's dealt with straight away. But if you chip away at those things, they do get dealt with. And it's the same with, as we've heard so much about lately, mental health. There isn't a great deal out there to help people with mental health. But with positive thinking and positive people around you, it can make a big difference. If you've got negative people in your circle, your mind will never change, and it will always be a difficult time for you. But if you remove all the negativity and just surround yourself with positive, whether it's only 1 or 2 people, you don't need a great deal, it will change. It really will. So, think of yourself in a hot air balloon and do what I do. Think positive, because after all said and done, it does work, and we don't need to be stuck in a traffic jam behind people, honking your horn, crawling along the road. You can be up in the sky, feeling free and believing in yourself. So, that's all I've got to tell you today. I will be back because at the end of this week we have showcase, and that could bring some more changes that I need to tell you about. And I will be showing you my Sparkle Team t-shirt. Have a great day and always think positive.